What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. We got a fun one today. Yeah, we got a fun one. What's up, Charles? There you go, Charles. There you go. What's up, Will? Peace to the God. What's up, Sherry? God is in the house. We gonna have some fun with this one. With Sho'Nuff. Sho'Nuff. Oh, yeah. We're going to give him a little while longer and then we're going to get started. So y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. What's up, Annabelle? Alright, we'll give him another minute, y'all, and we'll get started. How about that? How about that? We're going to jump into this. Give him another minute and we'll get started. Have us some fun. Sho'Nuff. What's up, Anna? Alright. How about we motherfucking begin? Alright, as y'all can see, the title of this lecture is Sho'Nuff's Fear. What's up, Tasha? So what are we talking about here? We talk about Sho'Nuff, a.k.a. Mr. Nigga Please, aka Mr. Who's the Master, aka Mr. Playtime's Overboy. You see what I'm saying? Just a few of his famous quotes that he projected in this particular show, this particular grimoire. You know, we did with the last dragon, we did with the last Kundalini. So what we seeing here is, why a lot of people ask me, why did Sho'Nuff get the glow before Bruce Leroy? And the reason is because the root chakra is the first chakra. You see what I'm saying? You got to master the root chakra first before you get to the other ones. If y'all don't believe me, go watch Pursuit of Happiness. Every time a boy Will Smith tried to get somewhere up to his higher chakras, he didn't master that root chakra. It would drag his ass back down to the physical motherfucking plane. That's the importance of the root chakra. You gotta be strong in your foundation. What's a crown without your roots? You see what I'm saying? What's a crown without its roots? See what I'm saying? If it ain't rooted in earth, in nature, then you liable to become a tyrant because you have no connection to the world. You see what I'm saying? So, Sho'Nuff, you know, he had a powerful, what you would like to call storyline, because he was the Shogun of Harlem, you know, and he was just pretty much a badass. You see what I'm saying? And he represented that Ogun energy, but he represented the badass warrior. You know, just a pure fucking warrior who bout their life, who love to fight, who love to get it in, who love to scrap, and who love to smash your face in and fuck your day up. You see what I'm saying? He just represented that pure warrior, masculine energy. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? What's up, Sheez? What's up, Kevin? You see what I'm saying? So he represented that pure warrior, masculine energy. You know, because Bruce Leroy, we're going to get into him later, he represented that spiritual, that soul warrior. You see what I'm saying? Looking to find deep, he was trying to find deeper levels of himself, but Sho'Nuff was just a pure badass. He was like, nah, fuck all that. I just want to fight. I just want to scrap. And his biggest test came when Eddie Arcadian came with the cash. He came into his domain where he was training, and he came with the cash. He was like, I got $1 million for you to fight fucking Bruce Leroy and whoop his ass. But fucking Sho'Nuff said, fuck that money. That shit ain't real. Just make sure that nigga there at the right time, at the right place, and I'll be there. I don't need no fucking money. and he conquered his root chakra. Because money is the greatest weapon that suppresses the true power of your root chakra. So when he fought motherfucking Bruce Leroy, when he fought his ass, he had already mastered all the aspects of the root chakra. Health, vigor, survival, your warrior energy, passion, and the different thought processes it takes to become the master of the physical plane. You see what I'm saying? Of your physical self and your physical root force. You see what I'm saying? Another thing that he shows you is the people he had around him. He used to always ask his people, who's the master? And they would say, what? Sho'Nuff. And so he would have them say this chant to him to remind him that he was the master. Until at first he believed it, and then one day he finally said, damn, you know what? They right. I am the master. So when he realized that he was the master, he reached that upper level in himself, and he mastered his root force and obtained the red glow. You see what I'm saying? The red glow of his root chakra. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about. Pay attention to that last lesson. He couldn't be bought. You see what I'm saying? He didn't want to fight Bruce Leroy for no fucking money. He wanted to fight Bruce Leroy because he wanted to fight Bruce Leroy. he wanted to be the master of Harlem. And I always tell y'all, Harlem is the heart chakra. Because Harlem is the heart of New York. You see what I'm saying? Whenever we talk about Harlem, talking about the Renaissance, you talking about all the spiritual shit that happened, it's always the heart of New York. You see what I'm saying? Harlem actually means heart. You see what I'm saying? So he did it with the heart chakra. So he was fighting over the heart. You see what I'm saying? Bruce Leroy was fighting over the heart, and Sho'Nuff was fighting over the heart of Harlem. And it was personified in the form of vanity. You see what I'm saying? Vanity was the Oshun energy, the heart chakra, everything, right? See what I'm saying? So this is what we talking about. We talk about what's the Sho'Nuff. We gotta put them on screen. Y'all gotta see them on screen, or else this wouldn't be a Sho'Nuff lecture. You see what I'm saying? We gotta put the guide on screen one good time. You see what I'm saying? We gotta put him on screen. See what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me see, can I brighten it up a little bit? All right. We gotta put him on screen one good time. Boom. There he is. Sho'Nuff. Yeah, I gotta get me another phone. It looks bad. But yeah, y'all see what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? But yeah. So this is what we talking about when we talk about Sho'Nuff. That red glow. See, the red glow, the root force, the root chakra. And there's a set of skills that you have to acquire to master the red glow. Money is only a piece of the puzzle, because money could die today or tomorrow, and you could be left with just. If money was to die today, how would you survive? You got to ask yourself that. If money was to die today, if it was to be destroyed today, what would you do? How would you live? Obviously, you're gonna have to live off the land because there's nothing else. You see what I'm saying? You have to live. You have to get back to nature on that. So, let's talk about survival. What is this thing we call survival? What does it mean? Survival is your ability to work in harmony with nature and yourself to master the elements. You see what I'm saying? To protect yourself from it. To work with those elements, to produce, to synthesize, produce things you need to survive. You see what I'm saying? To master the environment. You see what I'm saying? Because the more you deal with the elements, the more you search and explore and learn about different things and different aspects, then you start to be like, oh, okay, this is how it works. So this is what we're going to have to get back to. Because if we depend on this money, tomorrow we can wake up, they can say fuck the US dollar. And then we may go over to cryptocurrency for a little while, and they may wake up and say fuck cryptocurrency. What are we going to do then? You see what I'm saying? What are we going to do then? See what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself these questions now. Very, very vital questions. You see what I'm saying? So, what are the basic aspects of survival? What are the basic necessities of survival? Food, shelter, water, warmth, calmness or a stable mind, activity, companionship, health, and we can also say clothing. You know, you need clothes as well. That's part of warmth. You see what I'm saying? So we're dealing with food. What are we dealing with? Well, the market closed today. What we gonna do? I mean, shit, if the market's closed, what we gonna do? You know, if Walmart shut the fuck down, Target shut the fuck down, what we gonna have to do? We gonna have to learn to find food in nature, grow food in nature. You see what I'm saying? You gonna need seeds. You gonna need to explore nature. You see what I'm saying? You gonna need to learn different places that grows berries and honeysuckles and coconuts and apples and shit. You're gonna have to find these places again. Or if they don't exist, you're gonna have to grow it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta get back into this pure root force again, this pure root energy. That root chakra is calling you to come back to the earth, back to the nature. You see what I'm saying? Back to the rock and the stones and the wood and the goddamn water and the sky and it urges you to relearn it. You see what I'm saying? This is part of your survival training now. Next, shelter. All right. Can we build tents? Do we even have tents? You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Can you build tents? Do you have tents? Do you have places to stay? Do you have pads? Do you have anything that if some shit pop off right now, your house catch on fire, whatever, you have a place to stay, you have a place to go. See what I'm saying? Eventually you may have to stop investing in cars and start getting some RVs around this motherfucker. See what I'm saying? Mobile vehicles that you can sleep in with with built-in beds and shit. You may have to think about investing in this. You see what I'm saying? Because we're dealing with this root force, this red glow now, this Sho'Nuff energy. See what I'm saying? So you're going to need shelter. You're going to either need to be able to build shelter, or you're going to have to learn to find shelter to live in until you figure out how to build shelter. You see what I'm saying? Because you cannot live but so many days without shelter. You see what I'm saying? So, next is warmth. You see what I'm saying? Warmth. See, you can't live without heat. You need, you're dealing with clothing now. You can't live without heat, or you'll freeze to death. You see what I'm saying? Some of us have higher resistance to it than others because of our spiritual training and spiritual force or whatever. But most of us, the average person, wouldn't know what to do if goddamn they was thrust into the elements. And, they're not trained in matters of survival. They wouldn't know how to eat. They wouldn't have know how to do anything. You may have to learn how to fish again. You may have to learn how to do all this. So you need to learn how to build fires in the wood. You learn how to, or you need to learn how to, make gasoline and create your own fire. There are multiple ways of doing it. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to learn these things because we in a situation where it look like we're heading into a post-apocalyptic, well, we already in a post-apocalyptic America. They not already shut down a third of the system. They open up a few more things, but these are just warnings, signs and symbols and omens of what's to come. This shit shut down, and it's looking like they're going to shut it down before this year over with. By December, I don't know. We may be in a different place, so this is our time to prepare. This is your time to watch videos on farming, on fishing, on generate new things, natural technologies, whatever you can do right now. Learn as much as you can about building up your survival skill, and warmth is definitely one of these skills. Learn how to build fires, learn how to, make jackets and, buying jackets and hoodies and stuff. Cause though, if y'all notice in the stores, those are becoming more of a rarity. When the last time y'all seen a hoodie in the store? Tell me. Now they outlaw hoodies in some states, but now you can't find them at all. It's because they gonna stop making them. Because what they trying to do here is they trying to keep you food and up under the illusion as long as possible until they get the fuck on. Because they know once everybody figure out what the hell going on, it's going to be an uprising. Shit, you can only fool the people for so long before they rebel. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of these motherfuckers going to burn it down. The next one is calmness. A balanced state of mind. You got to learn how to think under pressure. And we're gonna get to the mental aspect of this later. But you gotta learn how to think under pressure. But in order to think under pressure, you gotta have a neutral mind state. No mind, as they call it in Japan. You gotta be balanced in your mind so you can have room to think under pressure. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to deal with that. You're gonna have to deal with your mental state. You're gonna have to use your wits. What is wits? Creative thinking. You see what I'm saying? That's what wits are. Your resourceful mind. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna get into that in a little bit more. Activity. Oh yeah, activity. You have to start building yourself back up again. You gotta build up your body. Exercise, martial arts, freestyle calisthenics, bartenders. Check them out on YouTube. BRATENDAZ, bartenders. They deal with the freestyle calisthenics. You see what I'm saying? So definitely get back into your skills. Cause now a lot of weight rooms is closed now. So how you gonna build yourself up? See what I'm saying? They know what they doing. You see what I'm saying? They know what they doing here. They know most gyms and shit closed. So how you gonna train? You see what I'm saying? So they shutting down the system because they know you need the system to function. You need a society to function in. But they totally shut down different aspects of society. You can't work out. You can't do this. You can't do that. So now you got to find natural ways of doing things. You see what I'm saying? You got to counter their artificial system with natural skill and a natural mindset now. You see what I'm saying? The more and more they shut this shit down, the more and more you should be looking for new ways to live in harmony with nature. You see what I'm saying? What's up, my tour? You see what I'm saying? So that's what you should be. That's what you should be dealing with here. Next, companionship. When we dealing with companionship, we dealing with love of self, love of others. You gonna have friends, and so they putting pressure on you, and this pressure if you don't, this goes back to a calm state of mind. If you don't have a calm state of mind and be able to control your emotions, you're going to lash out at the people next to you. Because, you know, you don't know what to do. When the brain, when there's a question and the brain looks into the data bank for an answer and it doesn't have one, then it begins to panic. You see what I'm saying? It releases chemicals and enzymes in your brain that produces the feeling and emotion of panic. And when you begin to panic, what you do, you begin to lash out at motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? All around you. What's up, Sean? So you begin to lash out at people, you know, naturally. You can't help it. You know, you can't help it because you're under panic. So that's why calmness is so fucking important. Calmness helps you fucking process what the hell is going on. You see what I'm saying? And of course, health. You gotta keep yourself as healthy as possible, vigorous as possible. Get you some health foods, people. You know, just went to the health food store today. Bought me some aloe vera gel, you know. Get you some liquid chlorophyll, multivitamins. Get you as many vitamins as possible. You know, get you as many multivitamins as possible because when it's gonna be hard to find vegetables and shit for a little while. So you can eat a little bit and get the rest of your nourishment through vitamins. See what I'm saying? A wise woman once taught me when I was growing up, she said, a lot of people don't get the vegetables they need and the nutrients they need through vegetables and fruit because, you know, it's not always readily available in your house. So a good way to counterbalance that is with vitamins. You see what I'm saying? She said, so always keep you some vitamins on you just in case. So stock up on vitamins as well. Multivitamins now, not just one or two types of vitamins. Nah, your body need as much nutrients as possible at one time. So you take a vitamin, you need A, C, B, D, and E, and F, and all the motherfuckers operating in your body simultaneously. Your body works as a system. So just feeding it one type of vitamin ain't gonna work as well as if you feed it multiple types of vitamins at the same damn time. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got going on. Let's see what else is good. I'm kind of more of a chemist type when it comes to health. So elixirs, alkaline water, you know, a lot of liquid things. You know, keep your liver and colon purified, full body detoxification pills, you know, to keep the body as healthy as possible during this process. You see what I'm saying? You know, to deal with this. You see what I'm saying? To deal with these problems. So, you know, the aloe vera gel helps keep your stomach pH value high. You see what I'm saying? Keep it, you know, we eating all this crazy ass shit that they got out here. They even fucked up the vegetables and fruits. Where the aloe vera gel helps keep the enzyme in your stomach at a healthy rate. You see what I'm saying? At a healthy level, so your stomach won't become too acidic. You see what I'm saying? So and when you sleep at night, it'll stop indigestion and all the other crazy shit that happens when you sleep. It'll block all that. So go grab you some aloe vera gel. That's very powerful. Cause your stomach is very important. That's your core. You see what I'm saying? That's where your solar plexus is at, your diaphragm. That's where your intestines is at, and your sacral chakra is not far below it in your sexual organs. So your stomach deals with all that. You see what I'm saying? When your stomach's healthy, this whole lower section is fucking healthy. Then you have a whole lot more fiery energy and warrior energy to work with. You see what I'm saying? You can, even when you tired, you can reach deep down in yourself and pull out more of that warrior energy, what warriors call that second wind. You see what I'm saying? You can fight through it. Like, all right, I'm back online now. I'm good and I'm ready to go. You see what I'm saying? Sho'Nuff, motherfucker. Shit, I'm ready to get it in. So this is what we talking about here. So those are the 8 main aspects of health. You see what I'm saying? Of health. You see what I'm saying? Let me see here. Anything else I want to let y'all know? You know, once again, we're reading out the Way of the Jedi book, Force of One. Let's see. Anything else? Now, there are 3 main environments or climates on Earth. There's the urban climate, the remote climate, and the wilderness. An urban climate is your city environment. The remote climate is like, you know, the desert, the mountains, you know, and places where there's not really any life. There's pretty much land, infinite land and shit. You see what I'm saying? Water. You see, those are what you would call remote location. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the wilderness, the rural areas, you know, with animals and livelihoods and livestock and all that, and trees and lakes. And so you got to learn how to survive in all three. You see what I'm saying? For urban, I can help you out with two of them. For urban, you can get the book Urban Self-Defense Manual by Balogun O.J. Tade. You see what I'm saying? Balogun, my bad. O.J. Tade. And he deals with Urban Survival Preparedness Institute. It's been around since 2015. They deal with a lot of cool things when it comes to survival. And they get your mind right when it comes to survival. You see what I'm saying? Because now you need it. You need it. And since most of us live in cities, this is a great, you got to start urban. I would advise you to start urban survival first until you make it out the city. You see what I'm saying? You know, they even got Purge That Heal in the back of the book. They let's see what else they got in here. Let's see, they got Morse code. You know, teaching you how to use Morse code, teaching you how to use hand signs, all type of cool shit. Let's see here. I haven't even sat down and read this book. I'm gonna sit down and read this next, and I may do more lectures on survival, you know, down the road. So that's urban survival. So you start there. The next one is usually rural survival. That's usually what you're gonna go to next. See what I'm saying? This one called Complete Survival Manual. Expert tips from 4 world-renowned organizations. Survival stories from National Geographic explorers. How to navigate by the sun, find water, build a fire without matches, and signal for help by Michael S. Sweeney. So this deals with rural. You know, this deals with the rural side of things. And it has basic, you know, cool things to teach you all about many different types of life. See what I'm saying? How to prepare, how to find water. See what I'm saying? The different hazards. Let's see. First aid, all that. I would advise y'all to go to Walgreens and rack up on some first aid kits as well. That wouldn't be a bad idea for y'all either. You know, keep you 5 or 6 of them just stored away. See what I'm saying? Just in case, you know, you got, you know, people get cut, all type of crazy shit. Now, as far as the rural area, now it depends on which type of rural areas you in. Now, if you find yourself in a desert, you know, canyon region or something like that, and you need water, look for the cactuses. You can cut them open, and in the bottom of cactuses, there's water in them. So, now as far as food, the body can survive at least a month or two. I think it's up to 40 days without food. You see what I'm saying? The body can survive. So in the desert, it's gonna be hard to find actual food, of course. So you know, you may have to murk you some vultures or some shit, or let's see, and you may have to just research more on how you would survive in a desert region, because deserts is probably the hardest places to survive on. The hardest place to survive on the planet, them desert canyon areas, cause you know, most people tell you to travel by day, sleep at night. I tell you travel at night and sleep in the day, cause when it's hot as hell in the desert. You see what I'm saying? And it's dehydrating, and especially if the desert don't have a lot of cactuses sending that motherfucker, and they spread few and far between. And you know, if there's any cave regions, that's a good time to go to the caves and relax, because you know, the heat is damn near unbearable in deserts. So actually, it's better to travel at nighttime in the desert than it is at daytime. You see what I'm saying? You sleep during the day and rest at night. See, they got that shit ass backwards. They got you traveling in 100-degree heat, but it's cool at night in the desert due to the aridness of the air. You see what I'm saying? It don't have no moisture. So it's actually better to travel at nighttime in the desert than it is at daytime. When y'all watch them Las Vegas movies, most of the time it's nighttime in the movies. Have y'all ever noticed that? See what I'm saying? When it's taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada, it ain't daytime outside like that. You see what I'm saying? It's nighttime. They film most of their movies at night. Casinos, Vegas, all that shit, it's nighttime most of the time. They don't really do fucking too much daytime shit, because it be 100 degrees. I've been to Vegas. Just stepping off the plane, fucking it's 110 degrees. Oh yeah, it's rough now. It's rough. Them desert regions. So yeah, what else I want to talk about here? Let's see here. Let's see. Now, as far as water, you can drink distilled or stream water. You see what I'm saying? Reverse osmosis water or ultraviolet water as well. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you find yourself in a forested environment, what's up, Robert? What's up, Margie? If you find yourself in a forested environment, then drink stream water, not lake water. Stream water is the best because stream water continuously purifies itself. It has chemicals in the water that when it touches different rocks and minerals and stuff, it releases different chemicals into the water that purifies it. You see what I'm saying? So stream water is the best water. You see what I'm saying? So definitely. Let's see here. Now, as far as food, the body needs fat, carbohydrates, and protein. You see what I'm saying? And I would say get you something with copper in it as well, and magnesium. You see what I'm saying? So definitely those 5 things. They got superfoods like spirulina, barley grass, wheatgrass, kelp, blue-green algae. They tell you that your body is also made up of it is made up of 4 chemical elements, or the 4 genetic elements, as we know it is carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. So, and it's also made up of all the tiny amounts of all the elements on the periodic table. So, it's in your best interest to find foods that have as much of this as possible. See what I'm saying? That feeds the body as much as possible. See what I'm saying? So that's how it's supposed to work. Let's see here. Let's see. Those are the main things. You got holistic health that deals with body, heart, mind, soul, and spirit, and money and relationships. Also career development. And, wouldn't hurt to do some wilderness, adventure, some inner planes travel. We're going to get into that in a little bit. We're going to get into some of that. So, let's get to the mental side of this, the survivalist mind state. What are the different types of survival mind state you need? Well, the first and foremost type of mind you need is critical thinking. Let's start there. I got a little video here for y'all that deals with that. That deals with critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is your ability to assess a situation far beyond the natural information you're given. What do I mean by that? That means that if I give you a leaf, and that's all I give you, that's the natural information. You see what I'm saying? And I just tell you it's a leaf. Now, it's up to you to find out what that leaf is about, how this leaf is made, where this leaf come from, what's going on with the leaf, how does the leaf function. That's all up to you to take it to the next level. And when you take it to that next level of awareness and consciousness, that's you using your critical thinking skills. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we got going on here. Alright. Here we go. A few steps to improve your critical thinking.
Every day, a sea of decisions stretches before us. Some are small and unimportant, but others have a larger impact on our lives. For example, which politician should I vote for? Should I try the latest diet craze? Or will email make me a millionaire? We're bombarded with so many decisions that it's impossible to make a perfect choice every time. But there are many ways to improve our chances, and one particularly effective technique is critical thinking. This is a way of approaching a question that allows us to carefully deconstruct a situation, reveal its hidden issues, such as bias and manipulation, and make the best decision. If the critical part sounds negative, that's because, in a way, it is. Rather than choosing an answer because it feels right, a person who uses critical thinking subjects all available options to scrutiny and skepticism. Using the tools at their disposal, they'll eliminate everything but the most useful and reliable information. There are many different ways of approaching critical thinking, but here's one 5-step process that may help you solve any number of problems. 1. Formulate your question. In other words, know what you're looking for. This isn't always as straightforward as it sounds. For example, if you're deciding whether to try out the newest diet craze, your reasons for doing so may be obscured by other factors, like claims that you'll see results in just 2 weeks. But if you approach the situation with a clear view of what you're actually trying to accomplish by dieting, whether that's weight loss, better nutrition, or having more energy, that'll equip you to sift through this information critically, find what you're looking for, and decide whether the new fad really suits your needs. 2. Gather your information. There's lots of it out there, so having a clear idea of your question will help you determine what's relevant. If you're trying to decide on a diet to improve your nutrition, you may ask an expert for their advice or seek other people's testimonies. Information gathering helps you weigh different options, moving you closer to a decision that meets your goal. 3. Apply the information, something you do by asking critical questions. Facing a decision, ask yourself, what concepts are at work? What assumptions exist? Is my interpretation of the information logically sound? For example, in an email that promises you millions, you should consider, what is shaping my approach to this situation? Do I assume the sender is telling the truth? Based on the evidence, is it logical to assume I'll win any money? 4. Consider the implications. Imagine it's election time, and you've selected a political candidate based on their promise to make it cheaper for drivers to fill up on gas. At first glance, that seems great, but what about the long-term environmental effects? If gasoline use is less restricted by cost, this could also cause a huge surge in air pollution, an unintended consequence that's important to think about. 5. Explore other points of view. Ask yourself why so many people are drawn to the policies of the opposing political candidate. Even if you disagree with everything that candidate says, exploring the full spectrum of viewpoints might explain why some policies that don't seem valid to you appeal to others. This will allow you to explore alternatives, evaluate your own choices, and ultimately help you make more informed decisions. This 5-step process is just one tool, and it certainly won't eradicate difficult decisions from our lives, but it can help us increase the number of positive choices we make. Critical thinking can give us the tools to sift through a sea of information and find what we're looking for. And if enough of us use it, it has the power to make the world a more reasonable place.
There y'all go. There's a few ways to develop your critical thinking skills. You see what I'm saying? So definitely. Now, critical thinking is usually the first level of higher thought process that you use when you're working. You see what I'm saying? When you start tapping into this, rebuilding your mind. Critical thinking is the first thing you unlock. Like, wait a minute, you begin to question everything. You see what I'm saying? That's usually how it works. Then the next level of thinking, once you begin to question everything, is how do I go about utilizing this raw energy of this raw mental force of questioning? You see what I'm saying? What are the different steps and techniques I can take? And the next type of thinking you begin to unlock is analytical thinking. Now, what is analytical thinking? If critical thinking is your ability to assess a situation beyond what we call natural information or what you are given, then analytical thinking is your ability to take that information that you assess and break it down into useful information. You see what I'm saying? Useful ways that you can use it. So, let's deal with critical thinking. Let's deal with analytical thinking next. You see what I'm saying? Let us deal with how this works. And I got another video for y'all with that. Let's see. 3 ways to master analytical thinking. Here we go.
Think analytically is an important skill both in business and in life.
Okay, here we go.
It may even help bring a little bit of clarity to some of life's more important decisions. Hi, I'm Sean John Thompson, and today I'm going to teach you how to think analytically. Before we dive any deeper, let me define what I mean by analytical thinking. Analytical thinking is the simplifying of complex ideas, tasks, or problems. In other words, it's taking something complex and distilling it down to its essence or its most simple form. Today I'm going to teach you a 3-step process that will help you improve your analytical thinking ability. I'm going to show you this 3-step process by way of solving a problem together. There's a famous Google interview question that I think showcases the analytical thinking process perfectly. The question is designed to challenge and make you think beyond the first answer that pops in your head. So the interview question is this: how many piano tuners are there in New York City? An interesting and somewhat strange question, and definitely one that makes you think. Keep in mind, as we try to answer this question, we're not looking for perfection, but rather to simplify a complex problem and come up with an approximate or estimated solution. So how does one go about determining how many piano tuners there are in New York City? Well, let's start with step 1 in the analytical thinking process. The first step in the analytical thinking process is to take a step back and assess the question from a wider vantage point. This allows us to see the question from multiple angles and try to think of the best way to approach it. So once we've taken a step back, what is the big picture? What are we trying to solve for here? Well, the big question in this case is how many piano tuners there are in New York City. That is our big picture. So New York City is where we should start. So starting with New York City, we should look at the population first, because it's likely that the piano tuner lives in the city itself. So let's start there. So I did a bit of research, and I found that there are approximately 8.5 million people that live in New York City. And likely those piano tuners are part of that 8.5 million. So that 8.5 million population is our big picture, or the starting point. That brings us to step 2. Step 2 is to think in layers. So we know that the piano tuner is likely part of that big picture population of 8.5 million. So a piano tuner needs to have a piano to tune. And it's likely that not every single one of those 8.5 million people in our big picture own a piano. It's probably more like there's one per household. So what do we need to think about? So we need to estimate a couple things. One is the number of households within New York City. And 2 is the number of households that we determine how many of them own a piano. So those are our 2 initial layers below the big picture. So how do we go about solving for this? Well, that brings us to step 3, which is to process and then synthesize. So as we start to process, let's think logically for a minute. Think about your personal experience. How many of your friends or maybe your family own a piano? I'm going to venture a guess and say 1 out of every 5, or 20% of households, own a piano. We need to first determine how many households there are in New York City. So if we take our 8.5 million, which is our big picture, and we said that the average household in New York City is made up of 3 people, we can take our 8.5 million divided by 3 to get the number of households in New York City. So in this case, 8.5 million divided by 3 is 2.8 million households. So that's the number of households in New York City. And if you recall, we guessed that roughly 20% or 1 in 5 own a piano. So if we do 2.8 times by that 20%, we roughly get that there are 566,000 pianos in New York City. Okay, so backing up again, we know that out of 8.5 million people, there are roughly 2.8 million households, and of that, we estimated that 20% own a piano. So that got us to the number of pianos in New York City, which is 566,000. That is the population available to our piano tuners to tune. Okay, so what's next? Well, it's highly unlikely that every single one of those 566,000 pianos needs to be tuned every single year. So it's some subset of that number that we need to think about in order to guess how many pianos actually need to be tuned every year. So I ain't
gonna let y'all listen to all this. He's just gonna break it all down. Let y'all listen to the summary.
So how many piano tunes?
Let me see. He just go through the whole process.
Of 50 that tune roughly 28,000 pianos a year. Seems reasonable to me. Alright, so let's recap. What have we done here? Well, we started with the big picture to try and solve the problem. We then thought a little bit more granularly in layers and tried to figure out what we need to solve for. From there, we processed that information into actionable, usable data that we then synthesized into information that we then used to determine the number of piano tuners living in New York City. So how close were we? Well, I'll link to a Google search I did in the description below.
So there y'all go. There y'all go. With analytical thinking, he broke it down. They gave him a big picture of something to work with. So he took that big picture, started to work through that big picture, then started thinking layers. Then finally he processed it and synthesized it in something that he could use to get the answers he wanted. You see what I'm saying? That's analytical thinking. Next, there are two other types of thinking. The third one is what you like to call transpositional thinking. Now you ain't gonna find much information on it, but it's basically learning how to analyze and predict your target's thoughts and movements by planning for any eventuality by out-spiriting and out-thinking your opponent. You see what I'm saying? So what are we talking about? Now you get into the martial arts. You get into assassin, the way an assassin thinks. You see what I'm saying? Or how to train martial artists. They use transpositional thinking, or the resourceful mind, as they call it, to calculate how they're going to do this or pinpoint weaknesses in that. You got the intel to figure out how this operates and do this and do that. And you see what I'm saying? They also learn to predict or foresee what their opponents are going to do so that they can better plan and prepare for the situation. You see what I'm saying? More like you start to tap into that unvoiced intuition now. You see what I'm saying? Start to tap into that unvoiced intuition when you learn to tap into your transpositional thinking. All right. Say, for example, I'm fighting somebody and he punched and he getting ready to punch me, and I foresee that punch before he even punches it, and he's throwing a right hook. I foresee it coming, so I just move out the way because I already knew like 2 seconds earlier what he was gonna do before he did it, and so they gave me extra time to move the fuck out the way before he landed that right hook. You see what I'm saying? So that's how transpositional thinking works, and you continue to predict the movements of your opponent until you move the chess pieces on your board to a place where you come out victorious. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you come out victorious. You move those chess pieces all around, art of war, art of peace, Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince, and chess, and you move those pieces around until you get the desired outcome you wish to have. You see what I'm saying? And you do this through the process known as transpositional thinking. You know, a good movie to watch is Hitman Agent 47, the second movie, where he training Agent 90, actually. She's Agent 90 in the movie. She's the last agent. And he's training her how to use her natural survival instincts in the movie. So you know, he goes through those processes and techniques and how to learn how to use it to the best of her ability. So it's a great movie. Besides Sho'Nuff's energy, his energy in that movie is very great. So when you're dealing with them survival instincts, which is what this lecture is about. So definitely, that is definitely another way to train your thought process is what if scenarios. Now, we taught that in security. You know, one of the things you're supposed to do in security is on your job and on your premises, you're supposed to create what if scenarios. What if a motherfucker break in? What you gonna do? What if they try to steal something? What you gonna do? What if they give you hell? What you gonna do? How you gonna play it? What you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? You gotta train your mind before you find yourself in that situation. So you better have something to grasp, because once you in a situation of emergency, you into a flight or fight response, and now you don't know. If you're not trained to deal with that, you don't know what's about to happen. Like, say for example, I was working security at a country club a few years back, and an alarm went off. And you know, I've never had the experience of alarms going off and people were in the building and everything. So I had to man up and harness my survival instincts to deal with the situation. You see what I'm saying? My survival consciousness to deal with the situation. Call the ambulance. Make sure everybody okay. You know, make sure there's not a fire. Call the fire department. All that. You know, I had to work through all that. I had to summon what I had been training myself to do in that moment. And it's a hard thing to do if you've never practice doing it. You see what I'm saying? So definitely you gotta practice these mental abilities, because they could be in those kinds of situations, they could be a matter of life and death. Trust me, I've already been in those kind of situations to even tell you that. So yeah. So now, next, of course, martial arts. Of course, why is martial arts so important? Why do we stress the martial arts? Martial arts is the practice and the practice of bringing consciousness through your. Martial arts is the practice of bringing consciousness into your body via mystical movements. You see what I'm saying? No matter what they say, a punch and a kick, a knee and the elbow, or whatever, however they make it look, however they do it, it's still mystical movements to bring consciousness into your body. Because whatever you do through repetition, you program your mind to be able to do it on sight when shit pop off. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So that's what you're training. You're bringing more consciousness into your body so it can keep up with this mind, spirit, and soul of yours. You see what I'm saying? So I was watching what it was, Star Wars Forces of Destiny, and Yoda and Luke was speaking, and Master Yoda was teaching Luke how to use his mind, spirit, and body in sync, because he was running laps on trees and shit, and he had to be real focused or he would fall off the trees. Well, Master Yoda told him, like, how this shit, when Luke asked him how it worked, well, some paths are in life, some paths are clear and others are perilous. So your mind and body and spirit and soul got to be in sync and on the same page when shit pop off, because you can't have a fucked up mind, a fucked up body, a fucked up spirit, and a fucked up soul when shit pop off in these dangerous situations. You see what I'm saying? You need all four of them operating healthily, and you need them operating to their highest capacity when shit go down. You see what I'm saying? So that's what he was teaching him. That was the lesson. And so when he learned to tap into all his shit simultaneously, then he was literally running through the forest, jumping through holes and shit, and Master Yoda had his eyes closed, because he like, you gotta feel that force. You gotta move with the force. But also you gotta keep a clear mind. And you gotta keep a stable body. You see what I'm saying? When you have a stable mind and spirit and soul, then your body follows. But you gotta train your body to follow. You see what I'm saying? You gotta train, and that's what the martial arts and natural calisthenics and all of that is all about. You see what I'm saying? That to training the body to keep up with the mind, spirit, and soul for the most part. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we got going on. Now, as far as money is concerned, we do gotta talk about that before I continue. Now, my best bet is they're gonna go into cryptocurrency. So you can download the Abra app, get you some Digibyte, get you some Bitcoin, just put you some change there, just be on the safe side. Abra, spelled A-B-R-A, yeah. And just get you some, just put you some money in some of the coins, especially Digibyte, and Bitcoin, especially those two. And you know, just put it away. You might wake up one morning and have some extra change in your pocket. And ain't nothing wrong with that in this time period. You see what I'm saying? This chaotic period we living in. So yeah, so definitely. Now, on to the last aspect of mental consciousness. Situational awareness, or true unvoiced intuition. Now, I talked about this in my Ultra Carbon videos. You have two forms of intuition. You have inner soul intuition, which is your ability to generate that wisdom inside of you and use it to the best of your ability. You see what I'm saying? And unvoiced intuition is your ability to absorb all the details in your reality and use it to the best of your abilities. And in our world, we call that situational awareness. You see what I'm saying? Situational awareness, also known as unvoiced intuition, deals with your ability to utilize those details that you absorb in your reality and environment in such a way that if some shit pop off, you using your visionary and visual qualities and psychic qualities to see what's going on, your powers of observation to try to catch it before it goes down. And the military has a process with this called the OODA loop, if you've ever heard of it. OODA is an acronym for observe, orient, decide, and action. You see, it's an activity. And I got a video for y'all with that. We're gonna let them explain that one to you, because that's very powerful. Very, very powerful. Let's see here. How to develop situations
around us. So, with the recent wave of smaller, more localized terrorist attacks like the ones that have recently occurred in London and in France, the need to develop situational awareness has never been more important. Would you know what to do should a hostile situation start unfolding quickly around you? How would you react? Would you freeze or would you run? How do you train yourself to develop a faster response time when seconds matter? You can show your support for this channel by clicking the like button, sharing on social media, providing feedback in the comments section, and don't forget as a subscriber to click the bell icon below to get updates. Enjoy the video. Fortunately for average individuals like you and I, developing situational awareness and the ability to act quickly is a skill that can be developed. In this video, we'll discuss the skills you can begin to develop now and how you can easily incorporate those into your daily routines to help increase the likelihood that you will survive if a hostile situation unfolds near you. In 2003, I spent 3 months in Kabul, Afghanistan doing NGO work. From time to time, a few members from our team would visit the downtown bazaar to pick up things we needed. There was this one occasion where we ended up getting a crowd that began to follow us while we were at the bazaar. By the time we decided to act, the crowd following us had grown quite large, and we ended up having to sprint to a taxi, narrowly making it out before the crowd began to fully engulf us. It was in this moment that I had my first introduction into how valuable being aware of your environment at all times really is for survival. Before we go into detail in this video, I want to first discuss a concept called the OODA loop, which will serve as a foundation for this video. The concept of the OODA loop was described by United States Air Force war theorist Colonel John Boyd. The term is said to have been used by the United States Air Force fighter crew as the ace factor when it comes to situational awareness. Survival in a dogfight was typically a matter of observing the opponent's current move and anticipating his next move a fraction of a second before he could even observe and anticipate his own. The phrase OODA loop refers to the decision cycle of observe, orient, decide, and act. In this video, we'll discuss this concept of the OODA loop and beginning to train your mind to learn how to not only spot a potential threat, but learn how to quickly react. While I'll cover some practical steps to teach you how to begin to look for a potential threat, I'm also going to discuss how to begin conditioning your mind to move past identifying a threat and acting when literally seconds matter. So the first step is to observe. In this video, we'll spend a good chunk of our time focusing on this first point, observe, as so much of situational awareness has to do with simply being cognitive of your environment and observing what's happening around you. This is a skill that is quickly being lost by many in this day and age. We're constantly surrounded by distractions, especially with the era of mobile technology. Learning to look up and and take notice of your surroundings is first step. Observe. It's important that you learn to train your mind to be in an active state of observing what is happening around you at all times. Now, this is not paranoia, but rather being alert, cognitive of the moment and what is happening around you. You'll sometimes hear people say, hey, live in the moment. And this simply means to take in everything around you. Now, here's a popular photo that circulated the internet a few years ago of a woman observing an event while everyone else was on their phone trying to get a picture. She was in the moment, taking it all in. Stay in the moment. Look up and observe what's happening around you. Not only is this important to look up and observe what is happening, equally as important is to begin training your mind to memorize what's going on around you when you come into a new environment. In Boy Scouts, we played a game that was called the Kim's Game, which taught you to memorize things and later recall what you saw. Begin to take note of what is around you and see what you can quickly memorize. By doing this, you begin to learn to improve your ability to learn to take notice of what is happening around you. There's a scene from the movie The Bourne Identity where the main character is trying to piece together his past, and he's in this diner reciting all the information he's memorized from his current surroundings. It's a skill that is learned and it takes time, but start by taking note of your surroundings and begin memorizing details to see how much you can retain. The goal is to be in a state of alert. Pay close attention to the details around you. Some may argue that this is being a bit paranoid, and we're not necessarily looking for a threat around every corner. We're not worried that something bad is about to happen, but rather we're learning how to take notice and observe what is happening around you at all times. You're in an active mental state instead of being passive. Here's some additional tips. Position yourself to observe. I recall reading an article from a soldier returning from Iraq, and after constantly being under pressure from being in a hostile environment, he found himself always looking for places when going to restaurants where he could see the entrance and positioned himself close to an exit. When in a building or a room, position yourself to see entrances and, if possible, stay close to an exit because should a problem materialize, you will be in a position to observe and escape if need be. If you've got those places already identified in your head, should a problem come up, you can quickly move to the last two phases of the OODA loop of decide and act quickly, which we'll cover in just a moment. Also, learn to observe behavior that is out of the ordinary. I'll give you an example. Imagine one night you go to an ATM to withdraw some cash. There's no one around. It's late. Out of the corner of your eye, you suddenly notice an individual walking down the street in your general direction. A few seconds later, you notice they cross the street to your side. While you're still handling your transaction at the ATM, they've now changed their direction to walk specifically to your direction. What do? This is where you have to work through the steps of the OODA loop, which we'll discuss a little more. Also, be a good watcher. Begin to not only watch people, but see if you can pick up on people's mannerisms and behaviors. Learn to keep an eye out for any odd behavior. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that someone is a threat just because they're behaving a little out of the ordinary, but take note nonetheless. When things are not lining up and you sense a potential threat, it's time to move to the next steps of the OODA loop, which leads us to point number 2, orient. Being observant is the first part of developing situational awareness. But once you determine that something or somebody is not following the baseline of expected behavior for the given environment, we have to quickly compile and synthesize that information and piece things together to decide what we will do next. We all do this at some level, whether we realize it or not. When you're at a restaurant and someone begins to act out of the norm, you often find yourself doing what? You begin to instinctively turn in their direction. They've got your attention. It's at this moment that we need to quickly move through the OODA loop cycle to decide what we're going to do with that information that we now have. We spotted an anomaly, we're pivoting, we're orienting ourselves to that issue to determine if we're facing a threat or not. While many people can observe things that are a bit off, the ability to orient and move through the next few steps are critical to require that you force yourself to engage in the moment. This is the most important part of the OODA loop, since many simply cannot move past the observe phase. Moving through the ability to orient yourself to actively engage in the moment determines whether we'll lock up if things escalate, which leads us to the next point, decide. Okay, so we're in an environment, we're cognitive of what is happening around us. So what would you do if you actually saw something out of the ordinary and you begin to orient yourself to face that threat? This is where we must come up with a plan to decide how we will behave. Putting together a plan on the fly with the information you have at your disposal and having your mind already actively engaged allows us to overcome what our body will do naturally. This is where many people that haven't made this decision to engage their mind to orient themselves to the threat instinctively default to their freeze or flight behavior. The term deer in headlights refers to how if you shine a flashlight in a deer's eyes, they'll freeze up. Now, I grew up in the country, and we had this happen many times driving down country roads at night. If a deer's on the road in front of you, your headlights will hit their eyes and they just freeze in place. Without going into a deep discussion of the body's flight or fight response, it's at this moment that most people lose their higher cognitive thought process and let the hormones that are being dumped into their bloodstream by their body take over. So, how do we overcome this natural reaction? There's a few simple things that can help calm your body enough to give you time to react. These techniques are useful if time is afforded you, but sometimes you don't have that luxury. These next two techniques will help you stay in control mentally. Step number 1, control your breathing. Your body will naturally increase your breathing rate as a threat has presented itself and your body is beginning to prepare you to run. Step number 2. Now, this is another very important technique to get the higher cognitive process going, is to begin to ask yourself questions. This delays the physiological response in the neurotransmitters to slow them down. The best technique is to develop positive inquisitive self-talk in your head. Ask yourself, what are you going to do here? Prepare yourself and talk yourself through what you're going to do to handle the situation. Now, don't get locked onto the threat and allow yourself to freeze up, but rather purposefully engage your mind and talk it through to find a solution that you can act upon, which leads us to our next point. Act. This is the final part of the OODA loop. We've been observing, we've oriented ourselves, we've made a decision to engage with a plan, now we must decide to act. Out of all the 4 phases discussed above in a hostile situation, this phase may be the hardest for some people. Again, life or death can be hanging in the balance in a matter of seconds if individuals are not capable or unwilling to quickly move and act. In the previous step, I brought up how critical it will be to actively engage your mind, to form a plan deciding to move forward, and to keep your ability to listen to your higher thought process versus coming to the rush of adrenaline that is now being dumped into your bloodstream. It's in this moment that you must move, and you must act. While working on this video, I had a talk with a friend of mine, James Story, over at Range 6, who specializes in firearms and tactical training. He uses the OODA loop for his students, and one of the things he impresses upon his students when training them at the range in firearms is to not just shoot at a paper target, but to imagine a scenario in their mind where they may be shooting at an intruder who is threatening their family. The goal is to teach the students to develop a killer instinct, to begin training their mind and their emotions to engage if they have to face a hostile threat. Train the way you think you'll feel in real life if you're really in that scenario instead of just coming to the range to shoot paper targets. Be aggressive. Visualize a scenario and train accordingly. Situational awareness is a skill that you must work on to develop. As you leave your home and visit stores or restaurants, see if you can begin to train your mind to look for an exit. Observe what is happening around you and what is standing out. Make a decision to pull your attention away from your cell phone and instead focus on the now. Focus on the people that are around you. See how much you can memorize from your surroundings. Continue to sharpen your mind. I'd love to get your feedback in the comments section below. If you like this video, please feel free to like it or share it on social media. As always, be safe out there.
So there y'all go. Situational awareness. Learn to use and harness the powers of your unvoiced intuition to do what needs to be done in situations where you only have fractions of a second to think, process, and my bad. To think, process, and do. There we go. Yeah. So definitely, y'all. We gotta learn to use these abilities. That's why I'm bringing them out. So you need to tap into it. Now, we get into the spiritual side, of course. Survival has a spiritual side too. It's called spiritual survival. You know, it's not enough just to use the mind and the body. You need to learn to use the spirit and the soul as weapons as well. See what I'm saying? You know, you got your soul weapons, you got your physical weapons, you got your mental weapons, and you got your spiritual weapons. You see what I'm saying? The trick here is to learn to use all 4 of those weapons simultaneously and learn when it's the best time to use each weapon in every situation. Sometimes you may have to use your body to fight. Sometimes you may have to use your mind to outthink your opponent and to get what you need out of life. Sometimes you may have to use your spirit to overcome material obstacles that will otherwise be a hard thing to do if you only had your body and mind to work with. And your soul, now soul situations, magic, you may find yourself in occult warfare. You may find yourself dealing with some highly advanced soulful shit that if you learn how to use your soul powers, you could overcome it. You see what I'm saying? This is what we call spiritual survival. Because the root chakra has a spiritual side to its survival, just as well as it have a physical and mental and soulful side to it. So, let's begin. What is spiritual survival? Spiritual survival is your ability to learn to use your instincts, feelings, and intuitions to overcome the elements, the peoples, the places, the things, and they goddamn ideas that they come up with. Now, how do you do this? What are some methods to overcoming this? First thing first, you gotta learn to develop your intuitive powers. That's the first thing. It's three things you need to learn how to do here. Learn how to develop your intuition, both inner and outer, and learn how to use both inner and outer intuition simultaneously. Once again, I reiterate, inner intuition is your ability to generate that inner wisdom inside of you and utilize it to the best of your abilities. Outer intuition, or unvoiced intuition as we also call it, is your, or situational awareness as you also learned is named, is your ability to absorb all the details in your reality and environment and also use that to the best of your abilities. Now, the average person is usually good at one or the other. Like my natural abilities, I was always good with inner intuition, but I had to develop my unvoiced intuition. Whereas I got friends who was great with unvoiced intuition, but they had developed their inner intuition. You see what I'm saying? But if you learn to use both inner and outer intuitive faculties simultaneously, you become a fucking monster. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got going on. You got to learn to use those good instincts, those heart feelings, and those intuitive processes of this higher mind simultaneously. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta work on learning to trust your feelings and perceptions. If you feel something is wrong, then usually it is something wrong. And even if it's not something wrong, respect the feeling that's something wrong. Respect the process. Respect your inner self for even giving you the warning. Even if it wasn't a warning, hell, it could have been a false flag, but something had to be off in the first place. Even if it was a false flag, it forced you to go see what was going on. You see what I'm saying? So trust your feelings and perceptions. You see what I'm saying? Cause trusting in other people is technically an illusion. When you're dealing with other people, it's mutual self-interest. But when you're dealing with yourself, is learn to trust is real when you're dealing with yourself, because you all you have. You see what I'm saying? And there are aspects of you that have your best interests at heart, like what we call your higher self. So yes, trust is real when you're dealing with self. But when you're dealing with other people, it's only mutual self-interest. Even when you're dealing with matters of the heart and love, it's not trust. It's in the best interest of both parties to get their shit together, or they're gonna break up. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So this is what you got going on here. So spiritual survival. Next, the breath. You hear this a lot. Why do motherfuckers stretch breathing so goddamn much? Why? What's so special about this breath thing? You know, breathing, or learning how to control the breath, is literally learning how to use this intake of atoms and energy that you inhale inside you, learning how to manipulate and harness that energy that you breathe inside you. Because if y'all didn't know, when you breathe, you actually breathe in trillions of atoms at one time. If you learn how to hold that energy, hold your breath for a few seconds, you can hold that energy and feel that energy inside of you. And once you exhale trillions of atoms. So you're always inhaling new atoms. You can hold your breath to learn how to feel that energy inside you for a few seconds. And then you exhale old atoms, old energies that you don't need anymore. That's why breathing is important on that level. It's a quantum thing when we're dealing with breathing. That's why the more you meditate, the more quantum you become, and the more spiritual you become, and the more of an apparition, you know, you become. You know, you become more soul and spirit than man when I say apparition. So that's why this breath is important. When you breathe, you clear everything up in this motherfucker, because the body is 70% water, and then it's like 28% minerals and matter and all that. But what fuels the body, what keeps the body kicking, is your life force. You see what I'm saying? Before, you know, you get to the matter of things. See, when you deal with water and fucking minerals and shit, you dealing with the physical aspects of the body. But when you dealing with the breath, you dealing with your spirit, your life force. You see what I'm saying? Spirit is nothing but life force guided by your consciousness, thought process. You see what I'm saying? So when you breathing in this energy, you're actually nourishing your spirit. When you learn how to control your breath. See what I'm saying? When you learn how to control your breath. And when you learn how to control the breath, you learn how to control the spirit. Once you learn how to control the spirit, you can do things that's seemingly impossible, because the force, the life force, or the force as we call it, can bypass the natural law. You see what I'm saying? And all the things that's created by it. You see what I'm saying? So, like for example, I was practicing my Jedi training at work. And, you know, I work in a yard or whatever. And there's an electric fence out there that's 7,000 volts. That discharges 7,000 volts. So if you touch that shit, it'll kill you. If you touch it, right? So I'm practicing in my Jedi training or whatever. And I'm in my meditation, my eyes closed, learning how to sense the environment around me. And I get to this electric fence, right? And I can literally feel the bubble of energy around it, because it's kicking out all this electricity, right? So I actually lay my hand on the electric wire, and it does not electrocute me. 7,000 volts, but meant nothing to the power of the force itself. You see what I'm saying? Let me say that again. 7,000 volts of electricity meant nothing to the force itself, because electricity is an aspect of the force. It's an elemental property of the force. And then it had an alarm attached to it. So the motherfucking wires vibrating and shit, you would think that if it has an alarm attached to it, that motherfucker would go off, right? It didn't go off. Now, so not only did I not get electrocuted, it didn't go off. And there was just another situation where the force proved that it is beyond this material world, because the force helped create the material world. You see what I'm saying? So it's beyond it. So if it precedes the material world and you learn how to harness it, then you're tapping into forces that existed before this material realm, and that's why they don't like you to fuck with your life force teachers. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they have agents out here to do their best to keep you from reaching this level of occult awareness or occult consciousness. You see what I'm saying? Because they know once you get to the occult level of consciousness, they can't fuck with you, because you're operating with forces and teachings and principles and philosophies that precedes this material world. So the material world's frequencies and vibrations and perceptions and energies has no hold on you, because you're operating on a higher level of consciousness, and you're operating through a higher dimensional plane, which is the plane of the force. You see what I'm saying? The world between worlds. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the secret to the force teachings are, and that's what they can't stand and don't want you to touch. That's why they made magic taboo. That's why they created a mythology called Star Wars, which is probably one of the greatest and deadliest mythologies ever. It's one of the greatest because it exposed you to your abilities, but it's one of the deadliest because it programs your mind into thinking that this concept, this aspect known as the Force, is a myth. You see what I'm saying? It's an allegory. It's not real. It's imaginary. You see what I'm saying? But let me tell you, that which is imaginary is more real than that which was in reality. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, all things are made up. Nature is made up. The world is made up. It all started with a thought first, right? So who are they to say what is imaginary and what is real? And when actuality, there's no such thing as reality. It's all imagination. Somebody thought this shit up, right? Somebody imagined this shit first. and then put forth their will to create this. So, and produce reality. Reality is the effect, and imagination is the cause. You see what I'm saying? That's what the secret is to this shit. You see what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with imagination, a unique ability, survival, since that's what we're dealing with today, the red glow, Sho'Nuff. When you're dealing with survival, did you know that there's an ability that allows you to eat with your imagination, and you can actually get full off the energy, just pure force energy? Like, say for example, I practiced the ability this weekend at work. One of the things I was practicing, I got out this particular book here, and I'm gonna read what he said to you, with the Jedi. And he said you can eat and get full off the energy. And no lie, it ain't bullshit. I ate some nuts, some chicken, some peanuts, some chicken, some macaroni, drank some juice and water, and I can literally feel the energy filling up in my gut. And I was actually not full, because the ability is designed to curb your appetite. And I call this ability imaginary ingestion. It literally stops you from being hungry. And you can go days off just the forced energy. This is what these breatharians know, that they're not telling everybody. You can live off life force energy forever. You see what I'm saying? That's why when I made the force sustainment video, I said, when you learn to commune deep enough, the force can be as sustaining as food and water. You see what I'm saying? That's what one of the Dark Lords of the Sith once said in one of the video games. See what I'm saying? And that's true. That's not a fucking allegory. That's an actual fact. That's an actual ability called imaginary ingestion, which allows you to eat in your mind and your imagination. And if you have, if your mind, spirit, body, and soul is linked up, you can actually eat energy in your imagination, and it begins to fill up. That energy begins to manifest in your physical body. And it feels like, say for example, you've eaten chicken before, so you know the weight of chicken, right? So you eat chicken in your mind, in your imagination, and you feel the energy of chicken fill up in your stomach. Then you know what juice tastes like in the physical. So you drink juice in your imagination, you feel the energy of juice fill up in your stomach. And this ability is called imaginary ingestion. Oh, what a survival ability. Because it may come a time where you ain't got food. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got food. So what are you going to do when you ain't got food? This is another ability, imaginary ingestion. You see what I'm saying? Feeding yourself with the life force. And you feed yourself with your imagination, because all things start with a thought first. You have to imagine it first. You see what I'm saying? Your imagination is your God mind, your metaphysical mind, or your mastermind, aka Mr. Glass. You see what I'm saying? In the movie Glass. So there you go. Another ability that you can practice is fasting. See what I'm saying? Learning how to control the hunger in your body through fasting. You ever went 3 days without food or water? See what it's like. They call it, see what that's like. Forgot the name of that type of fasting, but yeah. When you go with just no food or no water for 3 days, your body purifies itself. And then you go through the process of slowly eating and slowly drinking again. So you drink first, and then after your body get back used to having fluids in it, then you eat second. You see what I'm saying? A little bit at a time. You see what I'm saying? Then you start to notice that your body rewires itself. It rebuilds itself. You see what I'm saying? So, and you also have intermittent fasting, where you fast for 16 hours and then you come back and eat. You see what I'm saying? That's another one. That's another one there. So this is what you got going on here. This is what you got going on here. You got abilities that help you survive through this shit spiritually. You see what I'm saying? So don't think that you are not without abilities that will help you survive in spirit. Another ability that's useful: animal and plant and nature communication. So you run up on a tiger, or a deer, or a horse, or a bear, or some shit. How you gonna get away from a bear? You gonna be in fear, or you gonna use your force to stop you from fucking getting fucked up by this bear? You gotta learn to use your spiritual energies to affect the physical world and affect the minds and hearts of the beings in that physical world, or Jedi mind tricks as they call it. So, you know, if you in tune with nature, then nature is in tune with you. When you invest in the natural force or the living force, then the living force invests in you. So not only will you be able to calm animals with your energy, there's literally an ability called calm. That's literally an ability. You can calm yourself, and when you calm yourself and feed the energy, feed those energies to the animals, then the animal calms down. Because the animal is nothing but a reflection of you. It's nothing but an archetypal frequency that's inside of you. Did y'all know that? It's called animism. One of the aspects of animism, anyway. You see what I'm saying? So this is what you got going on here, y'all. This is what you got going on. So plant communication. Did you know you can talk to plants? Did you know you can hear plants? And I'm talking about in English. I ain't talking about no foreign fucking language, no French or no crazy ass shit like that. No, I'm talking about English. You can hear them motherfuckers talking English to you. I used to water my plants all the time, and I used to hear them. See what I'm saying? I've had talked to animals as well, but it's actually a little fun talking to plants and trees, because trees be cussing like, I'm sick of these motherfuckers, boy. When the fuck we gonna get off this shit? I'm with you. Oh, goddamn, we almost done. Yeah, I hope we almost done anyway. So, yeah, I got a tree out of my backyard. That motherfucker will be like, fuck, when are we done with this? Because it's ready, the tree spirits is ready to go just like you ready to go. Yeah, the nature spirits is ready to go. They ready to ascend too, you know. Yeah, they got better things to be doing than sitting down here dealing with this bullshit. Like you got better things to be doing than sitting down here dealing with this bullshit. So yeah. So plant communication. There's a book that I read some years ago. It was called Earth Power. And you know, tattoo magic, all that's in the book. You know, tattoos, certain tattoos, like you get a shield on your tattooed on one side of your chest. That represents protection. You get the sword tattooed on the other side of your chest. That represents attack. You see what I'm saying? Your ability to use your attack force. Then you get a fireball on your gut somewhere. That represents your magical force. You see what I'm saying? Those are usually the big three. So definitely. You can get deities tattooed on you. You know, your favorite deities like Shango or Yimiya or Oshun or Oya or, you know, whichever one. Those tattoos are infused with your energy. If you print something on your body, then it comes to life because your body has life force energy in it. You see what I'm saying? Your blood is life force. Your blood is liquid soul because it's mostly plasma. You see what I'm saying? And plasma is nothing but physical soul, liquid soul. See what I'm saying? So that's what you got going on. That's what you got going on here. So these spiritual abilities exist. You know, you got to learn how to use your powers to the fullest capabilities now, especially now, because shit is popping off down here. You see what I'm saying? Another ability you gotta learn: fear control. Woo, that's a big one for most people because fear is a hard one. You know, most people not taught how to deal with fear at all. Fear, if y'all don't even know what fear is, first, what is fear? Fear is uncertainty taken to its extreme. You see what I'm saying? It's uncertainty, then fear, then terror. You see what I'm saying? Those are the three levels. Uncertainty is you just not sure about something. Fear is the next level of uncertainty where you just feel like I don't know what the fuck to do, and you kind of can freeze up because you don't know what the fuck to do. Terror is when you know you in danger. Shit is popping off. You see what I'm saying? So those are the three levels. And you gotta master all three: uncertainty, fear, and terror. You see what I'm saying? So you master all three, you become the Jedi Master. Like Luke Skywalker, like Darth Vader said to Luke Skywalker, good, you've learned how to control your fear. See what I'm saying? There you go. That's what we talking about. He went out there, learned what he needed to learn. He came back as a full-fledged Jedi Knight because he had learned how to control his fear. So when he learned how to control his fear, he could better fight his father, Darth Vader. See what I'm saying? So that's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. And that's why he was wielding the green lightsaber, the green ray. Because he had a heart chakra test. And that test was learning how to control your fear. Well, Marv, what's a good exercise for controlling your fear? A great question. Whenever you feel fear or terror or danger or any of that shit, whenever you feel it here in your heart chakra, because it's going to hit you here. You know, sometimes it'll hit you just your solar plexus. But your solar plexus is easily manageable because that's your personal power. But your heart, when it hits you in your heart, that's hard to manage because your heart is not, is a sensitive energy, it's a sensitive area. And you see what I'm saying? It's a sensitive organ, a sensitive muscle. You see, there's a sensitive intelligence. So when fear hits here, it can shut you down if you're not used to learning how to manipulate that energy. Because when fear hits you, it strikes like lightning. You see what I'm saying? Anybody, I'm quite sure y'all have had dangerous experiences where you in fear, you know what the fuck to do. We've all been there. So what do you do when that fear hits you? Always remember this in the back of your mind, or you can save this video, download it, do whatever the fuck you want with it. Whenever you in fear, when you feel it, learn to regulate that fear in your heart chakra. What do I mean by that? Fear is an energy, right? So learn to spin that energy around in your heart, you know, like a wheel. You see what I'm saying? Like you turn the wheel. Just begin to spin it around in your heart. And you'll notice when it starts to spin, the energy begins to combust and it's going to erupt. And you're going to notice that fear becomes courage and power. And it's only then when you learn to harness this courage and power that your emotional body comes online and your emotions become physical. See what I'm saying? That's an old Sith teaching there. You know, I kind of switch between Jedi and Sith. Y'all know how I get down. Depending on what we're doing here. You see what I'm saying? Another, you know, so you know, that's a great way to handle fear. And another aspect of fear control is traumas, you know, in your past lives or your past, you know, that you had to deal with can also affect you in the present. Another self-teaching here. How do you deal with those traumas that slap, like you may come across it again in the physical, because the physical is always going to test you. The physical plane is nothing but a fucking training ground. Nothing but a training ground. You know, you may fucking have fun every now and again, but most of the time, about 85-90% of the time, fucking the physical plane is a training ground, especially for star seeds. You see what I'm saying? The spiritual ones. Check this out. Whenever you feel fear, or you have an experience, and it generates a memory of you having this experience as a kid, and you begin to get scared because this is an old fear that's already inside you that you forgot about, and so you came across it again in the physical, and you freeze up quicker because it didn't hit you. You didn't absorb the energy from the outside plane and it hit you here in your heart. That shit came from your mind and from within you. So how do you deal with fears like that? See what I'm saying? That's another one. That's a big one. How do you deal with that kind of trauma? Well, let me give you the secret to that. Whenever you have that experience of fucking, you run across shit that was a traumatic experience in your past, whenever it pop back up in your mind, the secret is to start to drain your emotions or pull your emotions out of that memory. That's the secret. Pull them out of that memory and suck them back into your heart chakra. Just pull all that shit. It's like tug of war. Pull all that shit out of your memory and pull it back into your heart chakra. And what you're going to notice is the more you do that, the more hollow the memory becomes. And then once you absorb all your emotional energy out of that shit, it'll then just let the memory go and then it float off into the void or the dark space of your mind. You see what I'm saying? I learned that one from Darth Plagueis. You see what I'm saying? My boy. Darth Plagueis around here. When he was teaching cities how to deal with that shit, he had to overcome some shit he was dealing with. And he taught him that ability to overcome it. So those pains and those emotions. So there you go. That's the other one when we're dealing with fear control. Because fear is 85% of the battle. Hell, if you can get past your fear, then the other 15% just doing what you need to do when you're in the situation. You see what I'm saying? You know, dealing with the situation accordingly or step by step and day by day. See what I'm saying? But the fear that hits you is usually what blocks you from being all you can be most of the time. So, like my boy said in the video, I train my people to develop a killer instinct. or to deal with real life scenarios. He ain't lying. You have to train yourself. That's why it's important to go out and have adventures, so you can get used to dealing with real life supernatural scenarios. And they're gonna come up all the time, especially if this, you in society, so you feel like you're safe, or it presents a false sense of security. But if society wants to fall today, that security is going to die, and it's going to create a void inside of you. But if you've been going out into the mountains, into the wilderness, to these lakes and all these places, and get in tune with nature, it won't be as devastating to you, and you know exactly where to go to recharge. Because if some shit like that happen for real, you go to nature to recharge and regenerate. And Mother Kaya gonna let you know what it is. Like, oh yeah, this shit failed. So now you need to do this, this, and that while you still have time to do it. Because tomorrow, all this shit may be done. See what I'm saying? It's the last call. So this is what you got going on here. So those are just some abilities for your spiritual survival. Martial arts, of course, Tai Chi, Qigong, Neikong. Tai Chi and Qigong, the practice of developing your spirit so you can learn how to use your spirit as a weapon. You see what I'm saying? Learn how to use it, using those slow movements. You use those slow movements not to fucking, not to be cool. You use those slow movements so you can feel your spirit move. You see what I'm saying? Out of you. See what I'm saying? And you hit them with your spirit instead of hitting them with your body. Or you can hit them with your spirit and your body, depending on what you're doing. Like it's a close range hit, you can hit them with your spirit and your body simultaneously, and you can discharge internal energy into their body. You see what I'm saying? So it's the practice. Those are the practices teaching you how to develop and harness your spiritual powers in a militaristic way. Also in health and longevity too. But it's a martial art first, so you learn how to combat. Is what the Taoists call pugilism, spiritual boxing. And then you got Rookism, which is soul boxing. You see what I'm saying? Learn how to use your body as a vessel for your spirit as you channel through it. You see what I'm saying? So your spirit explode out of you and you fuck somebody up. See what I'm saying? I've had plenty of experiences like that. Police pull me over. You chant. You harness your spiritual powers. Them motherfuckers crazy. And most of them motherfuckers drones and robots and clones and all that type of shit. Because most people that tell you the police force has changed. It's no longer a police force, it's a task force now. And they designed to hunt you down. And most of them motherfuckers is either soulless, clones, robots, shit, archons, whatever. Them ain't policemen no more. And that's why they just running around this motherfucker killing people. Or psyoping you into thinking they killing people. You gotta be fucked up to even psyop people into thinking they killing you. So that's what they doing. So, cause these motherfuckers is dead on the inside. And they here to keep you, on a low vibration so you can stay in their matrix so they can control you. See what I'm saying? Cause down here in their matrix in their law is civilitas mortus, or you're dead in the eyes of their God, Yaldabaoth. You see what I'm saying? The demiurge. So there you go. That's what you got going on here. But you got the spiritual power to overcome it. They know that spirit bypasses this shit. They know this. The force bypasses the natural law or the third dimensional physics down here, the third dimensional laws down here. That shit can bypass it. They know this. Go research. A good example, the CIA. Go download the CIA document on Qigong. Oh yeah, they got documents on Qigong. And they have been studying Qigong for about 100 years, damn near. And they have seen firsthand what these Qigong masters and Tai Chi masters can fucking do. Go download it if you ain't got nothing to do. CIA Qigong documents. CIA Qigong PDFs. Get them. Yeah, get it in PDF format. You download that shit to your phone, and them motherfuckers got whole documents on Qigong. I done read them. I done read them motherfuckers. And you're gonna trip you out. You're gonna be like, damn, these niggas actually know what's up. They know about the spirit. And they know that the spirit can fucking bypass this shit. Cause they went and learned from them Taoists and chi masters over there in Asia. And they told them what they told them, they went over there and told them what's what. And so that's why they abhor the idea of spirituality and soulity. Because they know what it's capable of. They already got it documented. And you can go check it out. You know, it's declassified. Now you go check out whatever the fuck you want to check out. See, they got all that shit declassified. You want to go research it, go research it. And it's going to blow your fucking mind like it blew my mind. So if they know what it is, then you got to get hip to the game. Shit. You got to find out what your powers is and do what needs to be done. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. There you go. Spiritual survival. Soul survival, baby. You got to be a soul warrior. You know, shit, they call it special weapons and tactics. No, it's soul warriors. And it's soul warriors and tactics. You see what I'm saying? Soul warrior training, SWT. See what I'm saying? SWT, soul warrior training. So that, you see what I'm saying? Or what we call becoming a true living Jedi. See what I'm saying? A true living Jedi or Jed Sith, to be precise. So there y'all go. There y'all go. These are some of the secrets to learning to become a master of the red glow. You see what I'm saying? Learning to become a master of the red glow. Sho'Nuff. So, any questions? Any questions? I'll take questions now. Any questions? Make sure I hit everything here. Yep. Oh yeah, one other thing. There's a war on independent living and independent health. So also watch out for that as well. Just want to put that out there. Y'all just seen a little video where they just raided a fucking doctor's office. Although they do work for them. Don't forget these doctor's offices actually took oaths. So when they go against that shit, it's in the oath that they can go fuck them up. So, you know, but they also they gonna later on try to suppress herbs and all that shit. So, you know they may I can see them doing that in the future. So, you know, some states are already outlaw farming and all that other shit. So definitely, cause they trying to still get you to depend on them to the very end. You know, the objective is, what they're trying to show you here is, if we can't have it and you can't depend on us, then you can't have it either, and nobody can have it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they trying to do, because they know you can survive independently once you get back into that mode. You know, hey, you've been working all your life for them for 8 hours a day to fucking get a check. So why you can't use them same 8 hours to use to plow the earth and farm? You see what I'm saying? It's just logic. And you actually get the whole fucking harvest with farming versus only a partial percentage of money from working 8 hours. You see what I'm saying? It's just logic. It's just logic. So there you go. Watch out for that war on independent living. They definitely independent health, alternative health, or natural health, as we call it, natural medicine. So watch out for that as well. They trying to figure out ways to shut that shit down too. So, you know, just putting it out there. So, any other questions? Any questions before I get up out of here? Any questions? Brian Fraser. Grow your own food, practice any or all forms of combat, and stay in tune with the soul. There you go. There you go. That pretty much sums it up. That's pretty much how you become a master of the red glow. There you go, Alexis. They want us to take ourselves out. Yeah, they want us to commit suicide. We ain't going no fucking well. Shit. We ain't going no fucking well. Only very few people gonna commit suicide. And they already know it. Only very few people gonna commit suicide. And them the ones that's working for them. Them archons. Who living so well, but goddamn had $5 million in the bank, but never thought to buy a farm. You know, that's them crazy motherfuckers, them. Them arconic motherfuckers. You got $5 million in the bank, you never thought to buy a farm, you never thought to get spiritually educated, spiritually advanced, you know, just crazy motherfuckers like that. You wanna go to work for 12 hours a day, you got $3 million in the bank, and you ain't got a farm. You know, you ain't got no herds. You ain't growing no herds or dealing in holistic health. You know them motherfuckers crazy. Shit. Hell, we got a few $100s in the bank, a few $1,000s in the bank, and we got no fucking shit to go get some vitamins at least. To at least study this shit to see what's up. These motherfuckers got millions of dollars in the bank. I ain't never thought to develop their spirit. I never thought to look into holistic health. Because they like this our kind of way of life. Hell. And before the system shut down, they would have killed you to stay in this matrix. But now the system shutting down, then you know they're looking kind of crazy right now. Like maybe them so-called conspiracy theories was on to something. Yeah. Maybe just maybe they was on to something. Yeah, we been on to something. Yeah, we been told you this was gonna go down. So there you go. So any question? Any other questions before I go? Yeah. Well, now I have any other questions. The message of the day is become a master of the red glow. Harness your survival instincts to become a master of the motherfucking red glow. So there y'all go. I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all put the word out. Y'all can donate my Cashapp, mcjnetwork, and I'm out. Peace. Y'all can also check out my other occult lectures on the Middle Night Order as well. I almost forgot. And I'm out.